Hello, and welcome back. Welcome back. I hope that you can see me. I hope that you can hear me loud and clear. Whether you are watching this live or watching the replay, I want you to go ahead and let me know that you can see me. Let me know in the comments. Send me a wave. Say hey. Let me know that you're here. Or go ahead and drop a replay because we know that the conversation continues even after the live ends. So hello, everyone. Hello. Welcome back to Wisdom and Wealth Wednesday, y'all. Welcome back to Wisdom and Wealth Wednesday. If you don't know, or if you are brand new to this particular segment on my channel, welcome. And my name is Lanisha Marie, aka the Fly Coach. That stands for Fulfilling Living Year Round. And it is my goal, it is my intention to help individuals thrive in every area of life. That's spiritually, mentally, physically, financially, and professionally, right? But Wisdom and Wealth Wednesday is specifically designed because it is my goal and my intention to help individuals break generational mindset barriers and blocks in order to unlock the abundance and freedom in life, in their life, and in their businesses. But it starts with our mindsets, right? And it's knowing and saying, guess what? We need wisdom in order to not only obtain wealth and income, but we also need wisdom in order to sustain it. So that's where Wisdom and Wealth Wednesday comes from. So again, I just wanted to give you that quick backdrop, but I won't be here that long because today we are talking about giving yourself permission to prosper. Okay. Giving yourself permission to prosper. Guess what? You don't need a permission slip from anybody else to do what it is that's on your heart to do, but you do need to prioritize you. And so let me start out with a question. Are you tired of, maybe you are working, maybe you are giving out all the time, pouring out, repeat. You wake up, you take care of family, responsibilities, the workplace, you do everything else for everybody else. And then you only leave a little sliver of time for you in order to do what you care about, what you're passionate about, and what's on your heart to do. But you don't do it because you take that little sliver of time and you go and you lay down. Okay, let's just keep this all the way real because that's what I do over here on this channel. Okay, so if you're brand new, just know we keep it real. We call a spade a spade. Okay, we don't sugarcoat. It's black and white. Are you pouring out into everybody else that you are operating from reserves? That you're operating from a place that you don't even have that much time, space, capacity, or energy to do what's on your heart to do, even though you know it's something that you should do. So that's what we're talking about. Because oftentimes, maybe you've checked the boxes, okay? Like for me, check the boxes, career, ministry, you serving, you are doing all of the things, but your soul is tired, okay? So here's the key. Like I said, you don't need another title. You don't need another certification. You don't need any of those things. You just need to give yourself permission to say yes to you and say no to what no longer aligns with you. Okay. Are you tracking? If you are tracking and you are here live, I want to see it in the comments. If you are here catching the replay, I want to know, are you tracking with me and what I'm saying and what we are talking about this evening? Okay, because guess what? I tell people all the time, I talk to myself enough. So when I show up live, it is not just for me, it is for we, because I am committed to connecting with individuals, growing with individuals, and not operating in isolation. Okay. So if you're tracking and if you're like, okay, Lanisha, I get what you're talking about, and this is speaking to me, let me know. Okay. Because I want you to give yourself permission today. That's my goal in doing this live and having this conversation. So let's be real and let's talk about a little things today. So maybe you are overworked, but unfulfilled. Maybe you have purpose and you know what you should be doing, but you are stuck. Maybe you are successful on paper, but you are silently frustrated. And this is why I talk about giving yourself permission, because a lot of times individuals are not honest with themselves and they don't truly say, guess what? This is how I feel. This is where I am. This is how I'm feeling. But guess what? I need to move beyond that feeling and take it to the next step and take the next step, I should say, in order to see change happen. Okay, because you have to make a decision to say, guess what, where I am right now, I cannot afford to be here next year. I cannot afford to be here by December 31st of 2025 because we are almost halfway through this year already. So I have to do something different in order to see different results. I have to surround myself with different people. I have to put myself in different surroundings and environments. I have to maybe read a little bit, or maybe I just need to show up because I haven't done the work. I haven't done anything. I haven't put any time, energy, or work into building the legacy that I say that I want, or doing the work that's going to get me to where I so-called say that I want to be, but I'm not prioritizing me because I'm giving out to everybody else. And guess what? I have a heart to serve. I have a heart to give. I have a heart to be a blessing. And I know that that's how God is going to continue to utilize me, my ministry, my platform, and everything in my business. I know it's going to be utilized in order to be a blessing to other people. But guess what? You have to set boundaries and say, guess what? I need to pour into me in order to do those things, in order to create the legacy, in order to leave a legacy. Because as long as I continue to pour out into everybody else, I have nothing else to pour into me. So prioritize you, okay? If that resonates with you, I want you to put it in the comments. Say, prioritize. I need to prioritize me. Because the first step to change is we need to be aware and we need to be honest, okay? So here is the part that a lot of people, it's hard to hear, is that most of the time it's not because you lack potential. You have all the potential. You have all of the things that you already need. I said you have the titles, you have the experience, you have the life experience. You have everything that you need on the inside of you to do what it is that's on your heart to do. And God will bring whatever else in provision. He will provide, absolutely, and get you connected to the right individuals. But he won't do it until you take that first step, okay? So it's not that you lack potential. It's because you haven't paused long enough in order to give yourself permission to pursue what's next. So here is why it might feel like you are going around in circles, like you are waking up and you are living the same life every single day. Number one, this is going to be a little bit hard, but I want you to get a pen and paper. If you didn't already, let's talk about these things. And I want you to tell me which one applies to you that you're like, Lanisha, I need to work on these a little bit more. I need to pray about this maybe. Because sometimes we got to go to God in prayer and say, ooh, I need to pray about this area. So number one, why it may seem that you are going around in cycles and circles is you have been conditioned to prioritize productivity over purpose, okay? And this is something that happens in the workplace. Like I said, my corporate background is HR. So we are conditioned and we are taught to prioritize productivity. We literally have metrics, standards, performance reviews, all of the things that condition us in order to prioritize productivity. But if we are not aligned in doing the things intentionally and prioritizing purpose, it's easy to get further away from what it is that you should actually be doing, because now you filled your plate just doing things. Some people are just busy to be busy, but they're not doing the right thing. They're not taking the right action that they should be taking in order to see progress in the area that they need to see it in, right? Sometimes our to-do lists let me give a real example. Sometimes it's easy to fill your to-do list with a whole bunch of things to do that have nothing to do with what you should be doing, okay? But that's how we've been conditioned. The second thing that we're going to talk about is maybe you've mistaken being available for being aligned. And this is something that I had to absolutely work on, is the difference between being available and aligned, okay? Because like I said, I have a heart to give. I have a heart to share. I want to help and I want to see other people win. But if it's not aligned with what I should be doing, then I need to set aside time. And if it's not in that time block, I have to give myself permission to say, oh, I don't have capacity to do that at this moment. I can get it done at a different date, at a different time, or I can refer you out to my network. That's why I network and collaborate with so many individuals, because if I don't have capacity to do something, I don't want it to impact you from doing what you should be doing. I don't want it to get held up on me. So if I'm led, I will share it with somebody else in my network that can absolutely help you do what you need to do and accomplish. If it's aligned with what I should be doing, and if I get the yes to do it, then I will make the space and I will make the time. But if I cannot do it, I have gotten to a point to say, guess what? I don't have availability right now. And that's okay. It is okay. okay, but I'm going to offer a solution. I'm going to offer a resource, and you're going to do what it is that you need to do, just like I need to do what I need to do. But if I keep filling my plate up by being available to everybody else, I'm not available to myself. Okay. And so that's one of the things that is why it seems like you are going around in circles, is because you've mistaken being available for being aligned, when you should be intentional in doing the things that you know you should be doing, instead of the opposite. You make yourself so available to everybody else that now you don't have any availability for you. Okay. And the last thing before we wrap this thing up is you've been making time for everything but you. And I hope that you've gotten this point already by everything that we've talked about this far. You've been making time for everything else but you. Is it pertaining to your spiritual life? That's why I said I want people to thrive in every area of life. Are you making time to grow spiritually? Are you making time to grow mentally? Whether it's reading books, listening to podcasts, listening to things that are going to get you closer to where it is that you say that you want to actually work towards, instead of spending time scrolling on social media with things that are not aligned with what you should be focusing on. Right. So that's why I don't even barely watch TV anymore, because it's like, if I'm watching something that's going to help me in my business. I'm watching something that's going to help me grow my business, because I'm building my businesses right now. I'm not wealthy yet, y'all. I'm not rich. I'm going to be that. We're going to grow and we're going to get to that level, but I don't have playtime to just be playing around with stuff that's going to distract me and take my focus away from what I should be working on. Now, understand that there is balance, because sometimes you do need what I call brain breaks, right? So maybe sometimes you do gotta, you gotta watch something, play a game, spend time with family, do what it is that you need to do in order to pour into you and prioritize self-care. But sometimes people be self-caring and they ain't doing nothing pertaining to what they should be focused on. Don't get so stuck in self-care that you're not caring about everything else that you need to be focused on. Okay. And so maybe you're giving a lot, you're serving a lot, but you're not experiencing the overflow that you desire and that was promised. Because I don't know who needs to hear this, but abundance and overflow is our portion. But so many people run from it. So many people it scares a lot of individuals, but I don't know. But for me, scarcity and lack is not my portion. Struggle is not my story. I'm literally working on and building a legacy for my family. I don't even have kids, y'all. I don't have kids yet. And I may or may not have children, but I have nephews, I have siblings, I have parents, I have individuals that are connected to me, and individuals that are outside my family unit that are connected to me doing and showing up and walking in my purpose. And so I have to be committed to doing the work and building the legacy. But more than that, helping individuals break free from those mindset barriers and blocks to say, guess what? You can absolutely have overflow. And here's the other thing. I did it's somewhere deep in my YouTube. And I talked about how you cannot operate from your reserves, because so many people do, when you should really be pouring from your overflow. You should be pouring from your overflow, not your reserves, right? And so that's why it's so important to pour into you, prioritize you, do the things that are in your heart that you know to do, instead of overextending yourself so much that now you completely lack boundaries. You are struggling in time management, which is okay. That's why you are here. This is why I do the work that I do, because it's like, no, individuals have their own assignment, their own mission, their own thing that they should be doing, but they just need a little bit of help, right? That's why I'm here. So this is what happens when you don't give yourself permission. Your voice gets quieter, your vision gets smaller. Because like I said, you've overcompensated and you've overextended yourself so much by pouring into other individuals that now your own vision has gotten so small. Sometimes people don't even see it anymore. And so that's why I like walking with individuals, either to help give them the clarity, because maybe they just don't even know what it is that they should be doing, or we go through that digging process to uncover it, because life has gotten so busy that it has hidden what they already knew that they should be doing. And so we do that digging, because sometimes it can cause the vision to get small. And guess what? Your income and impact stay capped. As long as you stay where you are, your income and your impacts are going to remain where they are. And the question is, are you okay with that? And if not, make sure that you schedule some time and let's talk, because You're operating from depletion and not overflow. So I want you to go ahead and put in the comments, overflow. I want you to operate from overflow, okay? Because God didn't call you just to survive. And he definitely didn't call you just to survive a schedule. He called you to be a better steward of your assignment, okay? So if this hits your heart, okay? If it hit your heart, if anything resonated with you, please put it in the comments. Please share with me because I want to continue the conversation even after we hop off of this live. If you know someone that you're like, I know someone that needs to hear this, share it with them, okay? And let's unpack it. Because at the end of the day, this is a space, whether you are catching the live, whether you're watching the replay, wherever you are watching this, it is a space to create safety where you can be honest with yourself, but where you can start doing the work. And then when you're ready to dig a little bit deeper, that's when you and I will talk a little bit more, okay? And that's where we'll really start figuring out what's keeping you stuck and map out the plan in order to move to your next level, okay? Because the how, I talked about the what, I talked about the why, but the how is where I work with my clients on a deeper level that are like, okay, Lanisha, I get it. And I need to take the next step in order to go to my next level. So I hope you enjoyed this live. Like I said, like it, share it, subscribe to the channel if this resonated with you. And if you want to hear more content around wisdom and wealth, we do this every Wednesday for the most part, as long as I'm not like on a mission trip. But even when I'm traveling, Wisdom and Wealth Wednesday is a thing. And so like, subscribe, share, and I look forward to seeing you on the very next Wisdom and Wealth series. Until then, I will see you next time. Have an awesome and amazing rest of your week, and we will talk later. Have a great evening.